go yard.
Baggy, but oh well, let's go.
You look like you've had another tan again.
Yeah.
It's a great it's a great start to the podcast. So welcome, hello, and welcome to the CFC Talk podcast. Your host Mohammad Soleja here with Alex and Amart, as always. A great night last night. Chelsea 4, Malmo 0. A great overall performance, but on the other hand, 2 injuries and 2 significant players actually, Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku, which is going to be interesting. So a bit more on that, and then the Norwich review, as well as we haven't had a chance to talk about this. The preview, sorry, Alex, thanks. And then we haven't really had a chance to talk about this, but Newcastle takeover plus a manager sacking. Reports right now, I mean, whatever happens, Chelsea are playing a team who've got a manager who's in his first game, and we know how badly that goes. But welcome back, guys. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, great. Like the win was good. The win was, but like I think we expected it, but like being Chelsea fans, we were all a little skeptic to see whether it will actually happen. But when we started well, we started very well. We hit the like from the first minute we were attacking, and it paid off in the end. So fantastic win, and I think unfortunately to Juventus won their game. It looked like they were going to play a draw, and they won at the end. So they're still on top of the group. But we had to win, and we did it. So happy about it.
Once our game, I can hear myself for someone. Once our game kind of became a bit dead, I was like refreshing the Juventus scores, hoping that they stayed 0-0. And yeah, shame that they managed to get it late. I think it was Kulusevski, I think. And yeah, he got a goal late for them. So that was a shame. But the best thing is that we play these same guys in 2 weeks' time in Sweden, though. So yeah, still another opportunity to get points on the board. But this one was also really important to get points on the board as well. Like to go second with a convincing win as well is nice. But like you guys said, the injuries to both of our strikers when we've been playing 3-5-2 for the past couple of weeks, it's a little bit like now we're going to be forced to change it up a little bit and perhaps go back to the 3-4-3 or something, or perhaps even or larger change. But yeah, it was a fun one to watch for sure. Like,
what's ironic, if I may add, is we're going back to a formation with Lukaku for first, with Lukaku being injured. So he'll be sitting on the sidelines thinking, "Oh God."
Yeah, I saw a tweet saying we literally Lukaku's going to be out for the games that we bought him to stat pad against, like Brentford, like against Norwich, Newcastle, a couple of other. I think on our games, the next 4 or 5 fixtures are all against. I think our next 3 games are all against the relegation, the 3 teams in the relegation zone right now. So it's like, yeah, it's a shame, but one door opens, one door closes, the other opens, and Kai Havertz is going to. Yeah, I've got like doors everywhere here. No, Havertz is going to get his opportunity. I think, yeah, it's pretty clear. Havertz will get his opportunity now to play at striker, and fingers crossed he takes that opportunity and does as well as he did in that role towards the end of last season.
I mean, perfect transition, but Havertz's goal, very good one, I will say. That was a clean finish and a nice finish, I would say. I think Amart's mic is.
You're unmuted.
Sorry.
Go on.
Sorry. I think a lot of that came down to Callum's run. Callum had a fantastic run before that goal, and I think from the time that he came on, he added some kind of energy. I don't think that energy was lacking though, because I feel like Werner was also doing very well, but Callum had like he you knew that he had a rare chance, and he wanted to take it, and he was being direct. From what I saw, he was being direct quite a bit, and I think that was the issue too. Like with him, like the issue I've had with him most times is because sometimes I feel like he doesn't play direct enough. But in this game, he was really playing direct, and you could see some of the passes that he was making to Havertz was fantastic. Him and Havertz, they linked up very, very well in the game. So, and that goal was also fantastic. The way Havertz just dinged it over the keeper, and it looked like it was going out, but it went, unfortunately. And the guy is just a good finisher. Like most of the goals Havertz has scored for us, like you can see that they are very, very good finishers. They are placed very well. He knows exactly what he's doing when he's in the box. But yeah, so it would be exciting to see him now as the main man for maybe a couple of weeks. Hopefully not too long, but I feel like he can do it. But whether he can play back to back 90 minutes, that might also be an issue. Whether he can go and have that stamina. Because even with Lukaku, um, before the Malmo game, the press conference that Tuchel had, he was alluding to the fact that he was suffering from mental fatigue because he has been playing week in, week out and stuff like that. So even with Lukaku here, he gets tired. So it will be interesting seeing Havertz in that position, but hopefully Werner and him and Lukaku aren't out for that long.
I will say I hope he plays the Southampton game because I wanna go at the stadium and just sing the Havertz chant.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
probably
so the same
won't
about
believe.
Kepa.
No, but the Havertz one, the new one, the silky German one, I've been singing it like daily on a daily basis at this point. I just want to do it at the stadium.
Yeah,
So
I heard that on Twitter. It's very good too. Very, very catchy.
yeah, but yeah, might be stepping ahead a bit. But Andreas Christensen's goal first. That was the first goal. What a goal, Alex! I'll leave that to you after the points that you've made on the sheet.
In the battle in the Christensen derby, the Andreas came on top of Anders in this battle, and yeah, oh my goodness me, I went crazy. I'm not going to lie.
If I may add, this is why he was late today. He was just sat there making a tagline just for this one.
yeah. But oh man, like I'll admit, I was doing the dishes whilst the game was in the background whilst he scored. So when I see the Chelsea score, I turn around, I see Andreas Christensen running down to the down to the corner flag. Like what's happened here? And it wasn't even from a corner. It's like how has this happened? And then to see Thiago Silva of all players with a great cross in, and what a finish from Andreas. Just 144 games, and finally.
Who says Chelsea doesn't have creativity? I mean,
exactly right. Our defense is on fire in attack right now.
Yeah. That's one thing I wanted to add, that this season so far has been a defender season, because it's been a defender show, because from Alonso scoring, Chilwell, now Thiago Silva with an assist, Rudiger always trying shots out of out of nowhere. And yesterday I think he took some free kicks too. He stood behind some free kicks. Rudiger stood behind some free kicks, and then Aspi assisting goals. It's just been a the defender show this season, and I'm praying the attackers also come into the game at some point. But the defenders
can't steal the limelight. We need the defenders need to have all the goals.
Yeah, the defenders are doing they are doing good, so can't complain.
No, I completely agree. I think a lot of people underestimate Chelsea because of the fact that we don't score a lot of goals. But what they don't realize is we've got one of the best defenses in the Premier League right now, as well as I can't remember if it's the best in Europe or not. We've only conceded a goal. I can't remember, but it is. I mean, I'm just saying, like, as in, you don't have to score 5-6 goals like Liverpool do every single game. The reason why people think, oh, Liverpool can become champions again is because how clearly Mo Salah and Sadio Mane score goals week in, week out. In terms of Chelsea, we might only score one goal a game, but we will make sure that one goal counts as 3 points.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool have conceded 6 or 7 goals this season compared to Chelsea's only 3. So
yeah,
I think that's one of Chelsea's strong points going into this campaign and fighting for that Premier League, of course.
And
this season.
Sorry, and I think it would be interesting to see how they'll cope without Mane and Salah come AFCON, because AFCON will be in, I think, in January or February of next year. So
Do
yeah,
we cope without Mendy?
yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue too. It's an issue too. But I don't know.
Bring on.
For some reason, I just feel like Kepa might step up, because I just feel like Kepa might step up during the time that Mendy isn't there. He might. But if you think about Liverpool, like Salah and Mane are the guys doing it for them. Hopefully, maybe some other people might step up, but we can really
Hopefully, not
we can.
hopefully.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah, exactly. I mean, like I'm just saying for their sake,
Right, yeah.
they should hope, like players. Is Origi still there? I think Origi is still there.
Yeah.
So players like Origi, they should step up. But if they don't, we will always capitalize on it. Like I said earlier, hopefully maybe we will capitalize on it. So
I
yeah,
mean, the
it's
plus
been
point
interesting.
is, seems like Ziyech is having issues with the Moroccan manager, so he won't be going anywhere.
Yeah, that's also, but it might be solved before then, because with African teams, we how do I say it? It's if you go into tournaments without the star player, it's very harsh. It's very serious. You can't get away with it. So imagine they go in without Ziyech and then they don't do well. Like that coach is losing his job straight. Like he knows he's losing his job. So they might dash it out before the time comes, but we'll see. Yeah, and I even forgot we are also losing Ziyech.
Speaking of club top scorers, Jorginho got 2 goals today. Sorry, I don't.
Exactly.
We got to get Mama out there. But
the 2 penalties were great.
yeah,
Yeah.
on man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's brought back this hop, skip, and jump, and it worked last night. Not once,
It's gone
but
out
twice.
of fashion. It's gone out of fashion, you know.
Yeah.
Hop, skip, and jump. Everyone knows about it now. He's got to switch it up and just kick it normally now.
He
I mean,
did
how
some
many
of that last night.
how many times have I said that I don't really like the hop, skip, and jump, because
he's listening. He's listening to you.
how many times have I said it? Because I prefer players who pick a spot and then bury it. And he picked the same spot twice and he did it. I think it was the second penalty where he did a little hop, but the first one he didn't do anything like that. He just but yeah, like good penalties from
I
him.
was watching on BT Sports, so the commentators were just like, I think there were more talks about his run up to the penalty than where is he going to place the penalty.
Yeah. From what I saw, they were all worried. They were all concerned about whether he was going to hop or and he proved them wrong. No, yeah, go ahead.
It's funny, like out of context, those 2 strikes as a normal penalty aren't that great penalty. Like it just pretty much just siphoned it down the middle.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's Jorginho and the fact that it's not what he normally does is like it makes it seem like it's better penalty than it is.
Yeah.
Because it's switching it up. It's great. It's like it's weird. It gets away with it now. But it's no complaints. It went in. But it's like, yeah. It's just good for him to switch it up, and to be fair, I think I want it back. I want the hop back. It brings it back.
You want the hop back?
I want it back.
I've never liked that kind of penalty from anyone. I've never liked it at all, especially because he's our main penalty taker, and it got to a point keepers were saving it. Keepers were picking it out, because I think I've mentioned it before, but the problem with the hop and skip is that he doesn't add power to it when he takes the shot. So everything is lying on the fact that he beats the keeper. That's what it's centered on. So if he beats the keeper, then he can place it coolly in any spot he wants. And now was the time where he was not able to beat keepers. He was not able to beat them. So when they pick the spot and they get the spot right, it's an easy save for them. Very, very easy for them. So it's similar to the Panenka Sergio Aguero played against Mendy. He thought Mendy would dive, so he was playing it in the center, and Mendy didn't dive, and it was just an easy. That's the only save. That's the only penalty save Mendy has made for Chelsea, and the easiest one you ever make too.
I think what Mendy does is not only saves the penalty, but makes the opposition apologize as well.
Because Messi did a Panenka 2 nights ago as well.
Yeah.
So I kill for that. Like just him doing it, trying it against Mendy. He's like, thank you. Like,
I mean, he's 6'6", so you can't really.
Dude, his hands probably span the size of his.
And
Yeah,
hands
yeah,
like the size of two of mine. It's crazy. I bet they probably have to design special gloves, I think, for him, because it's just his hands are huge. So yeah, all there for it for sure. And it was nicely done by Lukaku. Like, I know it's really sad that both Werner and Lukaku got injured, but it was, I think we should have had the penalties before we got the first one as well. I think it was Lukaku. Oh, I can't remember.
the first one was Lukaku.
The one
but
where
there
he
was
got tackled, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He got injured as a result of that.
Yeah.
And he did very well before that penalty. Like he dribbled, I think, 2 players, and then he muscled his way in. That would have been a very good goal if he wasn't tackled, but got a tackle, unfortunately.
Yeah, he had. I think there was one before that penalty where I think Lukaku got tackled. I think it was Lukaku, Mohamed. I can't remember because it might not have come up in the highlights.
Switched on the game of like 5-10 minutes late, so it might have been.
Yeah, but Lukaku, like you said, Lukaku did so well for that, and to be honest, he deserved the goal. Same with Rudiger for the second one. I so badly wanted him to score that, and I was like, "How did you miss that?" And like, he got pushed in the back. That makes sense. But yeah, it was good. It's great work from him.
There was this Twitter account that wrote on Twitter, posted that one of these days, Rudiger is going to score a worldie. because he's trying and trying and trying. He's trying because he did. The thing was that goal was his to score because he won it from the defender first of all. He won it from the Mahmoud defender, and then he moved it forward and passed it to Havertz. And did you guys see Havertz pass back to him? It was really nice. A fantastic pass back to him, and he almost scored, and then he was pushed over. So both penalties were clear penalties.
I just want to add on one thing which I kind of noticed was he was playing quite freely yesterday.
Yeah,
I guess he was. I guess he was just told to do his thing, and it looked so much more like Havertz than the way he's been playing the last few weeks. And as you guys said, I mean, the only positive from these 2 injuries is now he's the main man to kind of go for, because both of our strikers are injured, so he's gonna have to start with Mount and maybe Ziyech or Pulisic, depending on when they're back, or even if they are part of Chelsea FC, because I haven't heard a single news about them in the last few weeks, which is kind of frustrating and kind of weird, actually.
Yeah, did Tuchel rule out Ziyech from the previous game for a headache? Just sounds a bit like he's covering. I'm pretty sure probably something up, like you say, because he's not been playing well whenever he's given the chance, and it's just a shame because he was so good in the preseason, and then kind of similar story to last year, really. So yeah, not sure on that one at all. And what else was going to say? About Havertz and Lukaku, I see quite a few kind of, well, not conspiracy theories, but more like just a lot of people having a take that Lukaku and Havertz, they don't really work together that well. Hence, when Havertz is played as as a number 9, he looks great. When there's no, it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a case of him getting used to Lukaku still. Like Tuchel said, he's not really. Sorry, there's only a couple of players at Chelsea who've really formed that bond with Lukaku so far. But yeah, that's another reason why I'm of the belief that he'll actually do really well in the next couple of weeks. Is like he just seems to play better when it's him up top instead of Lukaku, and then him playing as one of the inside forwards. So negative for Lukaku not being there, but hopefully it's the kicker to really start his season.
Oh yeah, I think it's a perfect opportunity. I mean, as you mentioned, we've got, I guess, a few easy games now with Norwich coming up, with Newcastle, which is going to be a tricky one since they're going to have a new manager. But Southampton as well. Maybe we can see him in there, and of course, I can't remember who did we play after Newcastle. I think Malmo again. So it's pretty much yeah the same. So yeah, perfect time for Kai Havertz to prove himself with weaker teams, but it's also like right, we don't have Werner or Lukaku for at least Norwich, and I would expect I would think for Southampton as well, just to be on the safe side,
Yeah.
um, and not risk an injury or something in there. But Mason Mount, someone who hasn't been the best in recent games and played quite well, I thought against Malmo, in terms of chances that he was creating and the passing that he was playing.
Yeah, I think we all know we missed that a lot in previous games, and you can see clearly when he's on the pitch, chances created are a lot than previous games, and he's the key to unlocking defenses because he's always looking for that forward pass. He's always looking for that pass into the box. He's always looking for that pass to Lukaku, to Werner. Yesterday he was doing it to with Havertz and Callum. So it's 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 what we've come to expect from him, and is what he delivers. And it looks like he's coming back. Yesterday's game made it look like made us see that he's coming back to his regular form, the form that he had last season. Because this season we've not really seen him take off that much. But yesterday he was comfortable. Even in the press conference that he did, you could see that he was confident, he was happy and everything. So he spoke very, very well. He always speaks well, to be honest. So he did. I mean, he was the key. He was the key. He was the reason why probably we were we were more offensive than in previous games where we've been defensive. So hopefully we see him more.
I think you're right. He's got the right. Sorry, Alex, but he's got the right amount of like youth in him, where he's still got his funny side, where he'll make jokes with Declan Rice and all those guys, Chilwell. But then he's also got that kind of switch where he can just turn on and be like, "Look, this is where I've got to be responsible and become a leader, or prove Chelsea fans that I am a good midfielder," which I think is going to take him a lifetime, especially people on Twitter. But Alex,
I was just going to say, like, it's Mount's often, like, whenever he's had a rest or he's had a little bit of time out with injury, he's always come back really strong. And after his not amazing form of the past, pretty much since the start of the season, he had that injury keeping him out of the Juventus game, and now he's come back and he's looked. And I guess he played against Brentford, and I think he was all right in that. I can't remember if he was so great or not, but yeah, it was like Mason of old pretty much then until the 60th minute, where the whole team just kind of was like, we're 4-0 up now, might as well just chill. And yeah, so it was good to see from it. I think hopefully now he can just kick on and be the usual Mason, because we all know he's got it in him. And yeah, it was, sometimes he just needs a game out or the occasional game out. I mean, the guy's just played, considering he's played all summer for England, played all of most of the games for Chelsea last year, and going into this season straight away, it's like it's kind of needs some rest. And yeah, so hoping he's back and fresh now, and we're definitely going to need him though, because I mean, with Werner and Lukaku out, it's like, I mean, basically Ross Barkley's going to play at some point, isn't he?
rather have Loftus-Cheek play that.
Or
Yeah.
but I think Loftus-Cheek's been pretty much used only like as a Jorginho rotation. So it's like, yeah. And besides, you saw that amazing pass he did against Southampton. He's Ross Barkley redemption season. So yeah, but I think
something special is happening at Chelsea. We've got
something
Ross
special.
Barkley back. We've got Loftus-Cheek is back.
Oh man,
Callum Hudson-Odoi playing
yeah.
well.
Yeah. But then again,
Yeah.
I am forgetting Hudson-Odoi a lot, because I reckon the next couple of weeks our main like front three will be Hudson-Odoi, Mount, Havertz, which is pretty good when you think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine, but I think when it comes, like, maybe Tuchel will try to mug us off when we go to Southampton, and in the cup and play Ross Barkley and some other players as as the wide forwards, but still need to rotate the guys anyway. So yeah, but it's time for Mason to really kick on now for sure. We need his stamina. We need his constant availability for selection. So
yeah, it's sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it. I was just going to talk about hudson-odoi, but I was just
Yeah,
going
I'm
to say
just
that him playing at left wing is finally so good. Just the difference that left wing back and left
yeah.
wing has.
I mean, with Callum, you just have to play him on the left, and you do well. Like you shouldn't put him. You just put him a left wing back. Just put him next.
I wouldn't now. I would still his left wing performances are way better than what he does at left wing back.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's because he's just a natural winger.
Yeah.
And to kind of get him to switch back, I mean, the only one I can think of is Moses, that we kind of made him a right wing. Right, was it
Yeah.
right wing back or left
Yeah.
wing back?
Yeah.
And we kind of switched him around. And Quadrado at Juventus moved from left wing to left wing back or defensive role, but Callum's just really good attacking wise, so use him there. And as I said, this is a perfect opportunity for him as well, to kind of just get into the team and play attacking football and do what he does best and get into this team, because two key players are out.
Yeah, because like you said, Callum does very well when he's playing further up the pitch. Like there are certain players that don't do well when you expect them to be defensive as well as offensive, and Callum is just not that kind of player. He's an offensive player. He's an offensive player. So yeah, he has to play up the field, and it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks because I'm sure that him and Havertz are going to be the main go-to people up top. Like based on their performance against Mammoth yesterday, they it will be weird if it doesn't go with that. Maybe he might experiment and change it. It might be weird. Probably might not be for long because out of Lukaku and Werner, Lukaku is likely to come earlier than Werner because Lukaku has an ankle injury which he can recover from quickly, but Werner has a hamstring injury. Hamstring injuries usually take longer. With Lukaku, we don't really know yet unless maybe they have the scan and then they confirm whether it's serious or not. But yeah, I'm just hoping they do well together. Havertz and Callum do well together. It will be good for us overall going forward.
Yeah, really will be. Like, I'm most looking forward to in terms of opportunity for the rest of the guys, considering the strikers being out. It's definitely hudson-odoi's time to really he's had such a tough time with lack of game time in his best position. So it really is. It's his moment now, especially against these kind of lower end of the table teams now, and culminating in Malmo in a couple of weeks' time in the away game of the Champions League. So yeah, definitely for him, it's the time now to prove that he does offer something different, and he did last night. It was amazing, like you said, I think earlier, the directness that he offers, his driving runs. We often miss that kind of pace on the counter, and for once, I actually saw us counter attacking with. I think he ended up being a 3v2 for the Havertz goal, where hudson-odoi ran at them and then played Havertz to the left of him, and yeah, just really just want to see more of that. And his pace is just so useful, especially when we don't really have Pulisic and you need someone else, and I guess Werner as well. When we don't have him in, we need Cho's pace. So yeah, really, it's definitely his time now for sure. Of anyone's, it's his time to prove that the left wing spot is his and not Timo's. But I reckon when Timo gets back, he'll have more competition, of course. But yeah, it's definitely his time.
I think honestly the best part about all of this is just having players ready and always just in form. Something special is happening at Chelsea FC, and I'm for honestly, I just can't. I'm already starting to imagine what May is going to be like if we're still in the Champions League, and if we are close to winning the Premier League, and then throw in a bit of a Carabao Cup or something in there, and we're gonna have the summer is gonna be a debate of Tuchel versus Mourinho, who's the greatest Chelsea manager. But
I mean, Mourinho lost 6-1 today, so
oh yeah,
Tuchel
that
Tuchel
was
is
a
already
big blow.
Tuchel
That was a big blow.
Tuchel is already ahead by quite a bit.
No, as in I meant greatest Chelsea manager, but yeah, no.
Okay, yeah.
Roma
Chelsea
lost,
manager.
and Man United got a goal right at the end. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
Yeah,
Ronaldo coming
yesterday.
up and Ole getting a contract for the next few weeks, extended for the
Yeah.
next year. The sack has been delayed.
Yeah, Ole just knows how to keep his job, man.
Yeah.
He just knows how to do it. Like the moment Maguire scored that goal, I was like, nah, these people are in it. Like these people are in it. You just knew they were
Yeah.
going to either snatch a draw or win it, and they won it. And Ronaldo always coming in clutch. He did it. Like he just knows how to um um, um get hold his contract and possibly get a new one. Yeah, he just knows how to do it. And as a rival fan, I'm just happy because I've always seen United as having one of the best teams in the league. They really do. I think probably I'll say City has the best, and then Chelsea, and then United, and then Liverpool. Like these four teams in the order I've mentioned have the best teams in the league. And imagine Zidane or Conte taking over that team. Like you know the damage they're going to do with it. So as a rival
Financial
fan,
fair play and block this transfer.
as a rival fan, I'm happy Ole is still somehow managing to grab the wheel, even though the wheel is getting out of his grasp. He always tries and grabs it. So I mean, Ole should stay for a very long time, and I think he might stay. As fans, we always think he's going to get sacked. He's always going to get sacked, but he always had season after season after season, and he's been there for how long now? I think this is his fourth year or third year, I think. So he's been there for a while. So I don't see him going off anytime soon unless something bad really happens. But he just knows how to keep his job. So
Just to add
more
on,
grace to him.
Tottenham lost to, I think,
Yeah,
was it Vitesse today, 1-0.
yeah.
So
They lost to Chelsea's sister team.
Chelsea C team. They lost to Chelsea C team.
Exactly.
I can't believe that.
Oh, I mean,
That cracks me up.
and the goal too came late. I think they thought they were going to get a draw or win it, and then the goal came late, and then they couldn't do anything about it. They can't even Conference League, and they are losing, man. Like
I was walking home, and there's a cafe nearby, and it's an Arabic cafe, but they run they were doing they were covering the Vitesse versus Tottenham game, and I was on the way here. I overheard a few people just go, "Oh, today Tottenham's going to lose this one. This just seems like." And I was like, "Really?"
Yeah, they're going to need to make a new league. They're the Conference League. Maybe they need to make a Zoom league or something like that, or some kind of
Division 2 of
fourth
the
league. Yeah, they need something like a league they can go into now when they lose in the Conference League. Yeah,
I don't even think they even care about the Conference League that much. If you look at the team they put up today, you can see that they don't really care that much.
Yeah.
But
It's
Chelsea,
Tottenham, so I will say it's Tottenham, and they'll soon realize, oh, we this is a trophy that we should be
yeah.
able to win, and then they'll
Did
be like,
someone
okay,
say trophy?
the Audi Cup that they win every year is just sitting there on the table, and it's like, I need someone
Yeah.
there.
A
They'll soon
trophy.
realize and get it, and then bottle it up by dropping it or something. It's made out of glass anyway. So
The word trophy at the Tottenham Stadium is similar to Voldemort in Harry Potter. You don't mention it because they are scared of winning it. They are scared of the trophy because you've got a very good chance to win the Conference League. It's like you're just throwing it away. It's like you don't really care about it. But win the like with Chelsea like this, we have this kind of winning mentality that any competition that we are in, we're going to try our best to win it. You see, we are going to try our best to win because some of the teams that we put up, and even the Carabao Cup, people will be like, Like if we look at City. City wins the Carabao Cup almost every year. They want to win a trophy because they are in it, so they are in it to win. But it didn't look like and I think that was one of the issues to have with Klopp, because Klopp is also a manager who doesn't care about any other trophy apart from the Premier League and the Champions League. so, so I think one of what like that's what Tottenham is doing. They are doing, and yeah, they lost, and yeah, we are happy about it.
Shall we move on to Norwich
Yeah,
and other things too? Now, the one thing about this game that really like catches my eye is the whole what really made me laugh, to be honest, is Daniel Farke's comments and then additional comments where he seems like he got told off by Chelsea about developing young players who are on loan at Norwich. So he said, I think it was before last weekend, he came out with some quotes saying that Norwich aren't there to develop players for other clubs. And then a couple of days ago, some more quotes came out saying that I think it was like Billy Gilmore's really valued at Norwich, and we're really glad to have him here and improve him.
May I just add? I feel like a manager should be right in the center of whatever transfer happens at the club. So was he not present when they kind of we can get Billy Gilmore on loan or something?
Yeah. No, I think probably got tired of the fact that a lot of Chelsea fans were saying that Billy Gilmore made a mistake going to Norwich and stuff like that. Probably got to him, and he wanted to address that.
Well, though Billy Gilmore,
he's been their best player by far this season.
He's not started their last 3 games, unfortunately, for some reason. Yeah. It's weird. But
I mean, you can see it. You can see it, Alex. Like, bring
him back.
The lone player is doing better than the players that we have. So it's a cause for concern, because if we are dependent on this lone player, and it's unlikely that Chelsea is going to sell him to Norwich because he's in Chelsea's plans. So what do? You have to bench him and make good use of the ones that you have, the permanent ones that you have. And I think that's the reason why he hasn't played, because he's not injured. It doesn't look like he's injured. He's on the bench most of the times, right? So, but he's been their player by far.
So he's the Scottish Iniesta. So
yeah.
Coming to Chelsea, replacing Jorginho 5 years down the line.
Yeah.
Forget Declan Rice. We've got not Jorginho, actually, N'Golo Conte.
He's like, I mean, we all said this with Loftus-Cheek last year. He didn't really have the most amazing loan at Fulham, yet he came back and Tuchel turned him into prime Loftus-Cheek all of a sudden. So I mean, I don't know what I'll be able to do with Gilmore, I just don't really know what we do with Gilmore nowadays, or with a lot of these guys. Premier League loans just don't, other than Conor Gallagher, just don't seem to work very well. I don't know. It's weird. But to be fair, Conor Gallagher, I guess but he's not on loan, is he?
Yeah, we sold him.
Oh,
we sold him.
I keep thinking.
I think Broja is the one that Armando Broja. Is he with him to what's his name? I've forgotten his name. Hudson-Odoi or something like that.
Yeah.
The Southampton manager. He wasn't using him. He wasn't and he said something in a press conference that he's not ready or something like that. And then the moment he uses him, he gets his first goal and he scores, and they get their first win of the season. Like, you just have to use him, but he's a lone player as well, so it's tricky. But you see, the thing with the thing with loans is that I don't really think all loans are supposed to be successful. I don't really think so. Most of the times it's just to give the player experience outside the club that they started in, because with Gilmore and Broja and all that, I think they have some level of comfort when they are at Chelsea, because they started with Chelsea. They know Chelsea's culture, and Chelsea's culture is pretty much the same from ground level to the top. So they know that. So it's like going to a new environment to learn how others also behave, other teams also behave, get that added to your experience, come back and be better. So if they go, Ruben was at Fulham, they went down, they were relegated. He still has the talent. He's still good. Doesn't make him a bad player. he was good in some of the games that he played at Fulham. Not all the games, but some of the games that he played, he was okay. So I feel like loan moves are just there for the experience, mainly for the experience. They go there, get it, come back and do well. So if you come back and you don't do well, that is when the team will maybe send you out another loan, and then you keep going on loan till so.
They just all have an agenda against Chelsea. Media, managers, everyone. They're just jealous of our success.
It's that, or we decided we just kind of sorted all the teams in the Premier League by formation and picked the one that does 3-4-2-1. And thought, yes, we'll send them there. They play what we play. He'll be right at home, and then pitch. But yeah, hopefully he does well. But yeah, it's a mystery with him. Like I was reading an article earlier about how Roger was meant to basically be Tammy's replacement, like properly come into the first team and be our third choice striker. And then very late into the window, they changed their mind. Like everyone changed their minds and decided it would be better for him to be on loan. So it's not an exact science. Like it's not just, oh yeah, you'll go on loan, you'll be great. It like with Chelsea players going on loan to the Premier League and not getting the minutes they want, it makes the whole loan conversation a lot more difficult compared to a couple of years ago, where I'm just like, you're a good, promising young player. You need experience. You can go on loan. So
I think the Lukaku transfer also adds a little bit to this because, loan players don't bring in a lot of money, but at least the wage bill is cut down. And I think the Lukaku gets paid quite a lot. So
yeah, I think he's now either the highest paid or the second highest paid because
I think
Kante used to be okay, so it's Lukaku the second highest paid.
Yeah, Kante is just sitting at 200k a week, but I mean,
fully deserved.
Yeah, Rudiger's trying that, but that's a debate when we get closer to the transfer window and when he's all with his manager trying to get out and get as much as from what he can from Chelsea. But I will say, if Rudiger's asking for 200k, I would give him 200k right now because of the performances he's been putting in and how important he is to this back three. Realistically, if he does leave, who are we bringing in for as a replacement?
Yeah,
for Rudiger was that.
Yeah. So we're just talking about the highest Chelsea players paid and Rudiger's situation in terms of him asking for more. I think last week he kind of rejected one of the contracts, or there was talks, but it was rejected.
Yeah, there were rumors that there were.
Yeah, he's trying to push for at least 200k a week.
Yeah, left centre back is the one position where we don't have Malang Sarr, no disrespect, because he was great against Brentford, but it's the one position where we can't be 100% confident. Well, I guess no. Alonso, the thing is, Chalobah's right on the right. He's a right centre back.
Yeah, that's
whenever he's played. So it's like, the only game that Rudiger's missed, Sarr's come in. So it's. I can't think yes, we all know the Koundé rumors, and
it's past 11 and Alex.
Yeah, it's past 11. I'm slipping, but he's not played left centre. He's not played a left centre back, so he's been. I think he's played on the right of a two, and I think he's never played in the back three either. So yeah, I really don't know how we solve the whole Rudiger thing. Just pay him the money. Sell some other players, pay him the money, because I don't think we get a left centre back.
You see, I think sometimes with the contract negotiations, sometimes I think they are very careful when they're doing that, because when you give Rudiger, other players also come in and be like, yeah, I was also here, I also did this, I also did that. So I think they want to manage it in a way that it doesn't look like Rudiger demanded for 200k and we gave it to him. You understand? They wanted to be like, we negotiated with him and we came to this agreement. So it doesn't send a message to other players that if you ask Chelsea for this number, this amount of money, and you threaten to leave, you'll get it. See, so Chelsea's business is ruthless within and outside. So it's something. It's something. Hopefully they'll get across. Then they'll get a good amount to settle on. But But yeah, I just hope he stays. That's the thing. I just hope he stays.
We need a prime Gary Cahill to come back and play left centre back for us. That's what we need.
I miss Cahill, man. I miss Cahill all the time.
the 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 transition of power at Newcastle doesn't help either. They're actively looking for star players, and 200k a week is like nothing for them.
Yeah.
A pocket of $231 billion, which call Chelsea the money club, call City
Yeah.
the oil club. These guys they've got everything.
It's ironic. It's ironic. They are like, I mean, they're like 5-6 times richer than Abramovich, so probably more.
The amount of times in the last few weeks I've heard from friends and people I know, they're like, "Oh, you lived in Saudi. You should stop supporting Chelsea and now support Newcastle." It's like, no, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
Becoming the NCFC Talk podcast in a couple of weeks' time. Just you wait. Yeah, we can't even pronounce it. NC Castle
I don't
FC Sports Direct podcast.
To be honest, to be honest, I don't think they're attractive that much yet to players. I don't think it's a team where because they just got money they can get players on. One of the reasons why Chelsea got certain players on was mainly because of Mourinho. Like Mourinho was able to identify the players that he wanted, and they were not really players that were making big names for themselves. They were players that he has identified that these players will work in my system. And Mourinho has a way of talking to people to subscribe to his philosophy, and he was able to get us good players. Definitely along with the cash Roman Abramovich gave. So, but I don't think Newcastle is attractive yet. I don't think they're on the level to attract players like, let's say, the rumors are going out Mbappe and those kind of players. I don't think they're at that level to do that yet. But really, they'll get there.
Just to kind of have a debate kind of thing right now, but realistically, Conte's available. Realistically, Zidane's available. Conte, we know, loves spending money, and they haven't got any less money than what Conte needs. Ole stays at the wheel for another month or two, and Conte goes Newcastle, and he's got a wallet that's never ending that he can basically spend and create a Giants team. And who rules out Mourinho? He comes back to the English Premier League.
Oh no!
Coming back for a fourth time.
I think people jump the horses a little bit with Newcastle, and I don't think there's like the first player I saw linked with them in the news today was Ousmane Dembele, which kind of made me laugh. But like it's not everyone's going to be jumping over that. They're like I can't even think of the saying. They're not going to be all jumping to get there. I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say I'm not trying to say that I expect Newcastle to be Premier League champions or top four in the next year or so, but as in I remember Chelsea, I think Roman Abramovich took over at the end of 2002, so start of 2003 season.
Yeah,
2003, and we won the Premier League 2005.
We had the law
5. Yeah, 5, 6.
Yeah, so,
yeah, we did that.
Yeah, like so I mean we did have a bit. Sorry, but we did have a base and that we built on. But I'm ready to give Newcastle 3 years. I think 3 years, and they should 3-4 years, and they should be in the top 4 or in the conversation for top 6 at least.
Yeah, when Roman bought us for going to that summer, we were a Champions League club, and we were a London club, and we secured Jose Mourinho, a Champions League winning manager. Yeah. So it's like you have that low already. Newcastle are a mid-table team, and they're going to have to change out all 11 players, pretty much, other than St. Maximin, to get to where the owners want to be. So I guess it might be because Man City, it took a little bit longer. They had a couple of, I think, remembering back, they bought Robinho and they bought a couple of other players.
Yeah,
and they kept their manager. They kept Mark Hughes, didn't they? I can't remember if they brought
for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. Like, and they went up, and they slowly built up, and then it took them 4 years. They won their first Premier League.
And Aguero happened.
And Aguero, yeah, exactly. In 2013, I think it was, or maybe it was 2011. 12.
12,
Yeah,
okay.
Yes,
12. Yeah, it was
2012.
12.
2012.
Yeah.
So then that was what, 4 years from when they were all bought. So yeah, like you said, it's going to take some time, and
Yeah.
3 years seem to become a top 8, top 6, or even maybe a Champions League club. Seems realistic, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I can't remember
think
if
sorry.
financial fair play. I can't remember if financial fair play applies to a non-Champions League club, because the way I
Yeah.
look at it is Newcastle could look at it this way and go, look, right now we don't have FFP. Might as well go splash out, get whoever we want. We have no restrictions before we enter the Champions League or Europe, and then we kind of have to be show our profits and losses and everything, and make sure we're abiding by the rules, or be like Man City and pay the 10,000 fine, even though they were found not guilty.
Yeah, FFP still applies because
Oh.
I think there's championship clubs who got fined by FFP like a couple of years ago. So yeah, but the thing is though, you just get it past FFP. You just need good enough lawyers, as Man City as Man City have shown. Chelsea don't have good enough lawyers compared to Man
Roman.
City.
You know now that they have the money, the lawyers are going to quit and go and work for the Newcastle
right?
boys. So.
I as far as I've heard and seen, the PIF, the guys who bought out Newcastle, they mean business in terms of Newcastle. So it's not one of those where they're gonna sit there and just make profit, but yeah, they are very much interested in making sure, they are top of the table team in the next 4 or 5 years. And I know how these guys work. They don't want to wait around or, sit there for 10, 15 years and let it build up. They're the kind of people who'll try and get there next season or the season after for the fastest route possible, whether it means bypassing laws or getting the best lawyers in the world. But yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But in the near future, Chelsea's got more to worry about. Newcastle, new manager should be appointed by that time. 2 weeks for 1.5 weeks from then.
The scenes. Mourinho gets sacked tomorrow. Newcastle appoint him.
Conte is just like, who's gonna hire me and when am I gonna get a job?
Yeah, I want money to spend. I want to buy my players. I want to buy my overpriced Serie A players. He's just not been able to for a while. So, yeah.
We've seen Mourinho's record when he's got an open purse. Him and when Roman Abramovich kind of just said, "Go and splash it out." Mourinho was like, "Here's 2 Premier Leagues, FA Cups, every trophy you can win." Oh, sorry, I can't win the Champions League though. So it's like you give him the cash, and he'll give you the results. Might call him old or his philosophy and everything, but he does the job. Even though tonight was questionable, 6-1.
Yeah, tonight was weird because I don't think they've been that bad in the Serie A. They've been okay in the Serie A. So it just, and the thing is, I've never heard this team before. I don't know the country they are from. I can't even pronounce their name, and all of a sudden they've beaten they have a dash in their name. From what I saw, they have a dash in their name, this or that. And I was like, choose one. So,
They have a slash. They have a forward slash in their name.
they have a forward slash in their name.
FK Bud or Glimped.
Or this. I don't know whether one is the local name they call the team, and then the other one is probably for the foreign fans. Maybe that's it. So, but it was weird. The win was weird. But
they are actually called Bodo FK Bodo Glimt. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Norwegian town. I guess that's kind of historic as well. They're as old as Chelsea, but and they play in yellow.
Wow. Chelsea don't have any history.
I think Tammy was having an injury before that. He didn't start the game. He came in the 60 something. I think the 61st minute or something like that. I think I've put notifications on him. So whenever Tammy plays, I get a notification on it. So I think he came in
I
the
feel like this
65th.
is one of those games you could bring on Tammy, but it won't make it.
Yeah, I mean when Tommy came on, they conceded 3 more goals. So it's not. It wasn't really. It wasn't really Tommy's.
Mourinho should have
Tommy.
brought on a defender.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a defensive striker, guys. We can't
Yeah.
have these high
Where's
hopes.
Firmino when you need him?
Yeah, he should have brought on Firmino. Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they were just destined to lose and they lost. So no matter what he did,
Yeah.
they were still going to lose.
We've gone. I like this
Yeah.
tangent we've gone on.
yeah.
But, yeah.
I think we've covered everything. I think
Tammy,
we've
it's
covered everything.
related, Chelsea related. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
We've covered everything apart from probably the Norwich game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean,
like
we kind of covered Billy Gilmore and the
Yeah.
situation there. But
Yeah, we don't really care about the team. We care only about Gilmore.
we care about him. We just want to see him. Not playing. We just want to see him in the stands, just watching us, just knowing
Yeah.
that he's there, he's still alive, that he exists.
Yeah, it's just one of those games that you can't really you want to predict and say Chelsea will win because they've only got 2 points in the season, and the 2 points have come from 2 draws, 2 back-to-back draws.
FC.
Yeah, but you don't really know what will happen. They might turn up all of a sudden against us and then do well. But it should be a win. It should be a win. And we should win it and continue to stay at the top because Liverpool is closely behind us. Like they beat what team did they beat? I think they beat the team 5-0 over last weekend. Watford 5-0 last weekend. And it wasn't even enough for them to get to the top. As for the goal difference, if it were the same, and they would win by goal difference by a margin because they've been scoring way more goals than we have, but we still have the points.
The best defense.
Yeah, we still have the points, so we still
best
have the
offensive defense in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
We smash them. We'll smash their goal difference when they come to the bridge. It's fine.
Yeah, really good scoring hat trick.
Yeah, so we don't have to leave. We don't have to leave. Yeah, we don't have to leave anything to chance. We just have to win our games, and then and I don't know. Like thinking about it, it's good that we played most of the big games too earlier. We've played one of the big games earlier. We've played City. We played Liverpool. We played Arsenal. Played Tottenham. So it's like we should be winning these games. So hopefully you don't pull a Brentford on us and turn up like prime Barcelona, but we'll do it. I just hope we'll do it.
Yeah, like I'm just seeing the schedule that Chelsea have, and we kind of only have Man United on like end of November, and then West Ham away, which I find a bit hard because of our record there. Everton at home, kind of a difficult one, but until January, it's pretty much like clear for Chelsea.
And have you seen the fixtures from January going?
That which is what I was gonna say, and I was gonna say we've got Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham a week from each other, and then we have a 1 week break with Brighton, and then we play Arsenal, Leicester, Crystal Palace. So this is prime time for Chelsea, and then if you add in all those Champions League fixtures, if we qualify, then watch it be like Bayern and then play Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid and play the best teams. But no, I think yeah, perfect time for Chelsea to kind of create a bit of a gap between Liverpool and, as you said, Mane and actually January game we might not even have Mane and Salah. So for the AFCON.
Is it starting in January or February? I can't remember.
I'll just have a quick look and make sure. Here at Chelsea, here at CFC Talk, we want to make sure that it is.
We run a tight ship.
It's actually from the 14th of January, which is right before the Man City game, so they might be.
No Mahrez, yay!
I mean, we still have to kind of. I'm guessing they will meet up with their teams 5 to 7 days before. But I think they will play the Chelsea. They will play the Chelsea game. But at least we have Mendy, so that's a plus point. And the Wizard maybe, depending on
form and fitness and everything. Yeah.
Is he still at the? I searched up Pulisic just to see what kind of reports come up, and those Google suggested questions. The first one was, is Pulisic still at Chelsea? And I was like, okay, great.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah,
Yeah, like-
it's just sad how it's just the injuries, man. The injuries, man. The injuries is what is probably worrying him. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry.
I was just going to say that because Liverpool are playing Man United, it's even bigger this weekend because just one of them are going to drop points, but then again, Man United aren't exactly. Yeah, Ole's going to keep his job, so he's going to take points on Liverpool. It's all good. It's all planned out. But
the perfect weekend for Chelsea: win against Norwich, which is good because charity FC, and then Ole wins, which is he's going to stay there for a few weeks, and Liverpool drop points. So
exactly,
works out perfectly.
But yeah, getting back on the Pulisic thing though, it's very like people are like what people in the summer were like saying, oh yeah, he's gonna put it behind himself. But just at what point do you call it quits and just say he's never gonna? Because it's just hope. Now it's just hope. It's a question of hoping that eventually he'll stop being injury prone. And it's annoying because he's so good. We all saw it in that Champions League semi-final at home. He was amazing against Real Madrid in both legs, I think. And yeah, just what to do.
One quick question for you guys, just to kind of end the podcast. But Real Madrid come in with the offer. They go, right, here's some cash. Here's Hazard. Give us Pulisic.
I think
Alex is thinking heart or mind.
How much cash?
Who is going first? Who is going first? Me or Alex?
Depends how much cash. Well, I guess we could say how much cash would it take?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
go for it.
Yeah.
I think, let me see. I think with Pulisic, I'll prefer having Pulisic than bringing Hazard. As a Chelsea fan and as someone who loved Hazard, I would want to see him at Chelsea one day, but I don't want to see him at the expense of losing Pulisic. I don't want that to happen. So if we're to choose, I'll keep Pulisic. We've seen Hazard, and we've seen what he can do. We've seen what he has done for Chelsea. He has the legacy locked down. Let's let Pulisic also start his own legacy at Chelsea. So I really don't want to see Pulisic playing for somebody else. I want him to do well at Chelsea. He's already won the Champions League, the Super Cup. I want him to win the Premier League. I want him to do well at Chelsea. So I would keep Pulisic.
I'd agree. I definitely, he's shown it already at such a young age that he's got it in him to do amazing things for Chelsea. But at the end of the day, I'd rather Eden Hazard come back and play rather than have someone who doesn't play for Chelsea for more than a third of the season every season. So I would take I'd take what? I mean, still something because he's still a good player. So like 25, I guess 20. That's why it's a hard question.
Hazard with 31, 32 this year, and Pulisic is still very, very young.
Guys, just a bit of an interruption. I think my internet disconnected for a bit, so could you just go back a few minutes or a few seconds?
Sure, yeah. We were just kind of debating about like what, because we heard you ask the question,
right?
And then Amart
I got that part. I heard that you wanted 25 million.
Okay, so you heard all of it then.
Yeah, so you had pretty much everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'd say 25 mil plus Hazard for Pulisic. I'd say that's pretty fair. But if Pulisic becomes fit all of a sudden and plays good until the end of the season, then a lot more. Probably like I probably wouldn't even consider it, to be honest. But it's just if Pulisic, on the condition that Pulisic continues to be injury prone for the rest of the year, then I'd probably do the Hazard swap for some money. But because at the end of the day, he's not helping himself or the club right now and it's not his fault. Like, it's weird, like we talk about, he's not got a future at Chelsea, but when it's not really, when people say that, when it's not really his fault that he gets lots of injuries, but it's just it's just the cold truth that unless he sorts it out, which we haven't really seen anything to suggest that in the past year, then it's not going to be, he's not going to have a long career at Chelsea. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed he can turn it around, because
I've got a really nice.
It's weird that you're saying he should sort it out, as if he can cure himself.
yeah, heal yourself, man.
Diagnose himself. I've got a bit of a. I hope this is me in dreamland, but Pulisic loaned out to Bayern Munich, get him fitted up and bulked up, ready for next season, and then we loan Hazard for a year, and then we see his magical Hazard for a year.
And he goes, and then we see this absolute unit of a Pulisic coming in, just absolute hunk of a guy walks into training. He's like bones made of titanium, and yeah, that was sorted.
A couple of beers and German sausage would just bulk you up.
No, but the serious reply to this question would be, it's a tough one because my heart says get Hazard back, but yeah, no, I think with Hazard, people forget that we kind of saw his best at 27, 28 kind of thing, and we forget that Pulisic is only 23. Granted that his contract's running out, and if he doesn't perform, the board has no reason absolute to kind of go, oh, here's another 3 years or 4 years. But I'm ready to still give him time. I think just let it be. Just make sure that he's ready when he's needed, kind of thing. Yeah, it is of course stretched out that we don't get to see him half the season, but I'd rather him be out for a few months and the trainers actually bulk him up and actually get him fitted up, rather than him coming back, getting injured after a few games and then missing out another few months, right? Like this summer should be the perfect opportunity. There isn't anything the next summer. There isn't anything going on. The World Cup, if I'm guessing, if USA can qualify, then he'll play, but that's in November. But yeah, I think Pulisic stay for me. I wouldn't sell him. Bring Hazard on a loan, that's fine, but Pulisic to stay.
Yeah, when you mentioned the World Cup, it just made me remember the Club World Cup being moved. I think they moved it next year, early next year or something like that, to Dubai.
I'm gonna try and I might be going out to Dubai in around that time, so I'm gonna try and do my best to go. But
I'm trying to get tickets to the World Cup 2022 because Qatar is like the only issue is I've got a Saudi residence card, and that's not the best to take into Qatar. But
they're all friends now. Actually, we're going on to a very different type of podcast now.
we are becoming political.
Let's stop the recording. Let's stop the recording and then talk about this topic.
Right.
But yeah. No, that pretty much covers everything and more.
Everything and more. We definitely fulfilled the and more section of this podcast.
Right.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate all the support that we get on the podcast itself. Even though we're trying to get a larger audience, and we do apologize that sometimes we don't end up covering every single match and every single game on social media, but we are trying our best to kind of coordinate and make sure that we get the most content out there as possible. Follow all of our social media pages, personal and the podcast ones, for latest updates and latest news on Chelsea FC. We kind of did this challenge today on Instagram and Twitter, which is doing quite well. So yeah, that's something that we can do during the international break and discuss some of that topics there. Leave your suggestions in the comments below, and I guess we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching and listening.